What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Onyx Coin today, XCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 4th day of August, and here we are with about, it's probably more like 11 hours left in the day, 6 days, 11 hours left in the week here, sitting at 1.45 cents. Looking at the daily time frame, and after, my recent analysis on Bitcoin, I do assume that we moved down a little bit. I'm kind of curious because I have conflicting ideologies here with Bitcoin. I think that there's evidence that we could be, in 4 days, or I guess 2 days from now, that we could be up at our all-time high area. I mean, we've got enough shorts to pile us on there, and the short time frames also agree with the idea, or counter agree with the idea of going higher here right now, and agree more with the idea of going down to about 113k to 113.7k, somewhere in that range. But we'll see. Maybe even lower than that. We could very well do that. Very important, my friends. We don't want to see Bitcoin close below 113k. Okay. We don't want to see it do that on a daily time frame. Enough about Bitcoin, though. 1.45 cents. It can go below 113k. We don't want to see it close below. Don't think, oh no, it's at 112.6. If it comes back up by the end of the day, that's okay. It can come right up to $113.1 thousand, and that's okay. 1.45 cents right now. Looking at the daily time frame, we have broken out of our uptrend. Lows here, higher lows there, right? Broken out of that, and I mean we're still in an uptrend. I shouldn't say that. We broke out of our support line here, but we have a higher low, a low here, a higher low, and this is even a higher low here. So we still do have an uptrend intact. Typically with lines like this, the best time to buy is actually just below, right? Just like this on the upside, on the flip side, the best time to sell would be just above this line, not right at it. If you sold right at it, you would have been happy too, but selling just above it was the best time to sell. That's the whole point that I'm trying to address here. It's not always perfect. It doesn't always work, but hey, man, if you take it like this, right, high, coming down here, when was the best time to sell? I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's not, it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. When was the best time to buy? You take this diagonal trend line here. Come on now. Discernible touch points. Not just any touch points. I mean, you could take this touch point too and then buy there, sure. I mean, that worked both of those times too, but right here, boom. It works. It works a good bit of the time, actually. Looking at this on the daily time frame, we're bouncing off the oversold zone. Stochastics look like they want to come up, and the MACD has the potential to scoop the zero here. We want to scoop the zero because if we don't, if we keep coming down, if we're closing days bearish after bearish from here, like if today and tomorrow are, if today's bearish, that's okay. If we close red today, that's okay. But if today and tomorrow are red, especially if they're sizably red and we get below these lows on our closing bases, we can wick below these lows, but we don't want to close too far down. If we do something like that, that could indeed promote the idea that we drop down to 1.2 cents again, or even lower. And do remember, my friends, we do have that golden ratio zone that takes us down to 1.1 cent at the lowest. So we could go down to 1.1 cent. It's very possible. A little double bottom off the golden ratio is nothing to be afraid of. It's not ideal. I'm ready for this thing to rip through the roof. I can feel it. I think you guys are ready too. It's going to happen any moment now. We're definitely shifting things as far as this downtrend goes, right? We've got lower highs and lower lows, but here we've got some higher highs and higher lows, right? We've got that going on. And yes, we broke out of this trend, but we still have higher lows. Don't forego that and get us now not higher lows, right? Please don't do that to us. Don't do it to us, Onyx Coin. But if we're looking at this, we're being real with ourselves. This move down here, sorry, that was a little bit loud. We take a high to a low. You know what, I'm going to use a different trend line because that one, I don't want to mess with this. Let's use the info line, sure. You take a high to low here, you take that same line and you put it at the top there. Typically these ABC patterns or corrective phases, they do go, that they're pretty symmetrical, and that would call for a double bottom, you guys. That would call for a double bottom there. So double bottom's okay, right? It's bullish to have higher lows, but a double bottom is pretty damn bullish as well. And that could get us set up for a W pattern overall. So as long as we hold 1.2 cents, 1.3 cents, I'm not worried. Really 1.12 cents is what we need to hold, but I would just prefer that we don't go below this low. I don't want to continue making lower lows, right? Because then what we still have is lower highs and lower lows overall. We don't want that. So don't do that to me, please. Don't do that to us. And then move on up, right? We've got good things going for us, but I don't know, man. The daily MACD crossing down below the zero, that does make me a little bit worried, I should say. I should say worried, yeah. 1 hour time frame. Looking at the 1 hour, And whenever I say worried, I don't mean like this thing's gonna crash and burn. This thing's a lie. It's not gonna do what we thought it was gonna do. It doesn't really do what I think it's gonna do anyways. But inevitably it will get where we think it's gonna go. It's gonna take more of a detour. What I mean by worried is I'm worried that instead of by the end of September that we see our targets, it's gonna be Christmas. No, it probably won't be Christmas, but that's what it's still gonna happen. It's still gonna happen, but. Hopefully we don't get a ho ho ho. If we're looking at this on the 1 hour time frame, the MACD looks like it wants to come down. Hopefully we scoop the zero. That'd be nice. I think that'd be good if we could scoop the zero on the 1 hour, but that would still imply that we go lower. Maybe we get some resolution today. We find our low today, and then we start to move up. But we're building both bearish momentum, at least at the moment. Or I guess not technically this hour, but I think that we are building bearish momentum. Stochastics are pointed up. Oh man, that's interesting. It's a little different there. And the 1 hour RSI actually does look bullish. Okay. We got some good things going on. Yeah, you got higher lows, higher highs in the RSI. You're at a point to bounce too. And that's a nice looking 1 hour candle. Maybe we do move up. Maybe Bitcoin moves down and Onyx Coin moves up, or maybe I was just wrong about Bitcoin overall and Bitcoin actually does move up. We'll see. Looking at this here, I'm actually kind of bullish on the price action on the 1 hour time frame. More bullish than I was on the daily, which that's nice. We want that confliction, because if the 1 hour is bullish, maybe that can turn things around on the daily time frame, right? Tomorrow could be a whole different look on this chart. Bouncing off the 382. The only thing is we found resistance at the 236. We want to get above the 236. You need to get above 1.46 cents. So you get above there, and then we're basically home free. What do I mean by get above there? I don't mean just wick above there. I mean close a 1 hour time frame above there, because then once we do that, we're breaking out of this flat resistance zone here, and we do that, we're moving up, you guys. We're moving up. So that would actually be really nice. Get above really get above 1.48 cents on a closing basis, or maybe I should say 1.47 cents on a closing basis on a 1 hour time frame or higher time frame, and that would really help validate that I'm wrong, or it would help invalidate my assumptions and validate the idea that we are moving up, which is nice. We want to see that. 4 hour time frame here. 4 hour RSI. It has broken out of its downtrend, which I'll give it credit for. We have broken out of our downtrend here. We're back testing it for support. That does look good. It does look good. Got a double bottom. I don't know. The 4 hour looks good on the RSI, actually. The stochastics look good. The MACD, hey. MACD looks like it wants to move up too. You've got higher lows here in the MACD. You got lower lows in the price. That's a bullish divergence if I've ever seen it, and that should call for prices to at least go here. And if we're breaking above here, guys, we're home free. That's all we got to do. We just got to break out of this. We got to get above 1.48 cents, and then we are validating this as the low. And if we validate this as the low, that little worry of going lower might go out the window, which is nice to see. So cool. The 4 hour and the 1 hour actually disagree with what I was seeing on the daily time frame. So right now things are a little concerning, and again, it's mainly revolved around this here, because the RSI doesn't look bad. The stochastics are not good right now, but as long as they cross up, they'd be good. And if the 1 hour and the 4 hour are telling the truth, then both of these things should continue to grow, and that should help the MACD bounce from here. So I take it all back. I wanted to worry you in the beginning. I wanted to make you worried. Or maybe if you're bearish and you're looking to buy some more on the cheap, I wanted to get you drooling and excited just to take it away from you. I actually think that we're going to move up. I take it all back, man. Knowing what I know now, I would definitely change how I introduce this video. But at the same time, everything I said in the beginning is still valid, right? Because if that happens, that's the stuff that we would look for, the double bottom, everything like that, right? But looking at this from this perspective here, from a low to a high, invalidate that opinion, get above, I know I said 1.47 cents, but on a daily time frame, that's on a 1 hour time frame. On a daily time frame, which is much more significant, close above the golden ratio. Get above 1.5 cents. That's why this area is very significant. Close above there on a daily time frame. We do that, we validate this low, we're ready to move up. Absolutely, right? Getting below the 786 and then closing back above the golden ratio typically marks wherever your low was as the low. If it's not the low, if we come up here, we get above 1.5 cents, but we close below it, and then we come back down, we likely will go to that next area, which is 1.31 to 1.23 cents, okay? Find support there, then rally. Where we're going, ultimately, nobody knows. 26 cents, 32 cents, somewhere in that range. That's my guess. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care of yourselves, all right? Adios. Peace out. Au revoir. Hasta luego. That was Spanish again. All right, bye-bye.